Okay, hey everybody, this is your girl Robin Shockley with Focus 4 with Robin on the go. You never know where I'm going to be. I'm sitting here in the parking lot of my job, fixing to head out, but I wanted to come on here briefly to just share an encouraging message to you today. I am so pumped, and right now here in Greenville, South Carolina, it is raining, and it's cold and it's wet and it's just really, really bad. But I want to tell you, in order for things to grow, we have to have it watered, right? Our life has to be watered. And I just want to come on and encourage you. There is a song that Corinne Hawthorne sings called Graves into Gardens. And that song is so powerful because it talks about how God can turn something around and make it for our good. Just like when we think that things are dead to our life and there's no hope for tomorrow and there's no way to come out of our situations, you know what? God will turn that grave situation into a garden, and it will blossom and it will grow. And you know what? We need the rain. We need the dark, cloudy days. We need those down times because, the Bible tells us there's a season and a time for everything. I'm telling you, my mind is just being blown away. There's a song that Tasha Cobb sings, he's about to blow my mind. He is about to blow my mind. And I say that every day, and then guess what happens? He blows my mind. So my encouragement for you today is to stand strong in your faith, in your belief. And if you don't have a faith and you don't have anything to believe in, I encourage you to turn to Jesus. I encourage you to just look up to the heavens and say, where is my help going to come from? Because I'm telling you, I had to do that many days. I remember a few years ago, actually it was in 2018, I was sitting in my car just like this, and I was listening to a song called The Sun is Gonna Shine Again or something like that, and it was pouring down rain just like it is now, and it was cold and it was wet, and I was sitting in the parking lot of a grocery store, and the song come on the radio, and I just began to cry, and I just began to weep because I was just so distraught and upset because I was having to start my life over. I had lost just about everything. I lost relationships. I didn't have any financial backing. I had a job, but it was just a one job, right? And it was part-time, and it wasn't even full-time. And so I was like distraught, and I'm saying, God, how am I going to start my life over? I don't have anything. I don't have any financial backing except this part-time job. I said, how am I going to do this? But God reminded me through that song that the sun always shines. Even when it seems like it's going to not shine, it does. And so, it's by Britt Nicole. That was the song. And so I sat there and I just cried and cried. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go on Facebook, and you know what? I'm going to stomp the devil, and I'm going to say a motivational post. And so I did. I went and did a Facebook Live just like I'm doing today, and I went on there and I pushed through that pain, and I was encouraging, and nobody knew that I had been crying. Nobody knew that I was, having to start my whole life over, and I'd lost just about everything and even people in my life. But you know what? I was an encouragement, and people commented on that, and they messaged me, and that right there was the water that I needed to grow. I needed somebody to come on and say something encouraging to me. And so that was the beginning of really my start and going and doing these videos pretty much, and being consistent with it. Whenever anything positive happens in my life, I'm going to share about it. I'm going to testify about it. So I want to come on here tonight to share with you, God is a good God, and He is always on time. I'm telling you, we need the rain. We need it to water us sometimes, and it seems like we're in a drought. We seem like, things are dead to us. He will turn those grave situations into gardens so that we can grow. How do we grow? We sow. We sow where we want to grow. We make investments. We get connected to people, and we link ourselves to those who can connect with us to help us get advanced. And that's exactly what I chose to do. I started connecting myself with people who could be an inspiration to me, who could speak into my life, and even just getting in the room and being silent. I'm always saying, get yourself in the room and the room will work for you. And that's exactly what I did. I chose to get myself in rooms. I put myself out there, and amazing things are taking place in my life. I mean, I am blown away. If you go down my timeline, you will see all the great things that are are happening, from connecting with people from all over the country and even the world. Yes, the world. I've had prophetic words spoken over me, and people don't even know that they were speaking prophetically. One lady, I don't want to start casting names about things, but one lady particularly, back in 2017, I was being recognized for a community service award with my thrift shop, and I believe it was Miss Toya Moore. And she said, Robin, she didn't even realize she was being prophetic over me. And she said, you are not here to be grounded and just planted in one area. She said, I sense that you were supposed to be, you were to grow in other areas to help other people grow. And I was like, I didn't get that, because I had my thrift store, I was fighting through my marriage, trying to keep a mask on my face to keep myself together. And I didn't want to lose my thrift store, but I knew that I was having a breakout. I knew I was going to have to make some decisions. And so when she spoke that, and I still have that because it was sent in an email, I told her, I said, please write this down and send this to me. And that was so prophetic for me, because I remembered that. I remember her speaking that over me, and I would listen to the song Overcomer, and I knew that I was going to overcome my obstacles and situations, but I didn't know how. I didn't know how God would make a way for me. I didn't know how He's going to turn my dead situations and make them prosper. But I'm telling you, those graves became gardens. I'm telling you, I am being fruitful and I'm multiplying today, because I chose to let those dead things, that dead weight, that baggage that had been holding me back, I let it go. And I said, no more will I be dead. No more will I be mentally dead, spiritually dead, emotionally dead, financially dead. I started speaking things into existence. I started seeing things. I started getting a vision of what I wanted to happen in my life. And I said, God, this is what I desire. I want things to line up with you and what your desire is. So whatever's in the heavenly realms, I call it forth to come down into the earthly realms. And so I started doing that, and I didn't realize it. And sometimes we forget the things that we call forth. Go back and remember all the things that you spoke to God and asked Him to bless you with, or connect you with, or to help you grow with, and He will remind you. I ask Him every day, God, remind me the prayers that I prayed for you in the past, because I forget, I forget a lot of times, and I have to be reminded. And I look at my life today, 2021, everything seems to have gone wrong in the past of my life. And I used to look so negative and down on the bad things that happened. But you know what? God told me to look, that there is always an opportunity to see the best. Even in the worst case situations, there's always an opportunity, because if that hadn't happened, this hadn't happened. If that, if I hadn't got separated and I hadn't divorced, I would not be doing, definitely not the things that I'm doing today. I would not be impacting people. I would not be influential. I wouldn't be a speaker. I wouldn't be an actress. I wouldn't be a talk show host. I wouldn't be a publicist. I wouldn't be an author. I wouldn't be all these different things if I had stayed in that situation. So I chose to look at the best, okay, at everything that's happened. I'm not looking at the negativity parts that happened in my marriage. I'm looking at the positive. I grew from that, because now, because of what situations I've been through, I'll know how to behave in a relationship, and when it's time for me to, be committed again. I know that. So I don't look at it as a negative, distraught, way of life. I look at it as a positive way. So God can turn those grave situations into gardens. And so my encouragement today is that even though it is rainy, it's cold, and it's wet here in Greenville, South Carolina tonight, just know that when it's raining wherever you are, the sun will always shine again. It will always come forth. But there is always a purpose in the reason, and in that pain situation, for you to grow. You will sprout up, and you will grow, and you will blossom if you just stay in alignment, and you stay focused, and you call on God and ask God to help you through the process. I am so favored today. I cannot even keep up with the favor of God that's on my life. I am so blessed, and I'm trying to do this fast because I want to be able to post this also on some other pages, because I know like Instagram only lets you do it for a short amount of time. So I wanted to get this out. It's so important to recognize there is so much potential in each and every one of us, and no matter what you're going through. And I know when it's rainy and it's cold, and we can have days where we just want to stay in our pajamas, we want to stay in the bed, we don't want to get out, we don't want to be productive. But I'm telling you, continue to be the best version of yourself, okay? Don't let your situations define you. Don't let what has happened to you last year, the year before, years before, even yesterday, whatever has gotten you down, you rise up and you catch the best that is for you. I want you to be encouraged today and to be challenged today that you can make it. You were born for such a time as this. It is your time to start your life over. It is your time to begin again. I was 46 years old when I had to start my life over. If God can do that in me, He can do it in you. I mean, I have a lot of you follow me and you know my story, but you don't even know half of the story. You don't even know the full effect of the story. And you know what? In one day, it will all come out. And you know what? I am not denying the mistakes that I made. I own up to the mistakes I've made. I've connected with people that were not good for me. I have made bad choices over the years that were not good for me. But you know what? God has forgiven me, and if God has forgiven me, He can forgive you. He can turn those dead things that tried to destroy you, try to destroy your mind, try to destroy your peace, try to take everything away from you, and He can restore it. He can rebuild it, and He can reconnect you to what your purpose is and your calling is in your life. Tap into that potential. Okay? Let those dead things go and choose to rise up and let the garden grow in you. Be fruitful and be multiplied. There are seeds of greatness in you just waiting to come out. So that's my encouragement for you today. Hold on to your blessings. Don't let them go, and ask God to remind you, what is it that you prayed for in years past that you just let go dormant, that you just let, be at a standstill? Call those things back. Ask Him to bring back to your remembrance, okay? Because maybe you prayed for things many, many years ago and you totally forgot about them, and God's just waiting on you to be reminded again. All right. I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Have a good evening. Remember, on dark, cloudy days, the sun will always shine again. And always, always remember, if you think a thing, you will believe a thing. If you believe a thing, you're going to achieve it. Just like I'm doing, and I know you can do too. Y'all be blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye-bye.